Hi everyone, it's Michelle Lightworker here and welcome to Everyday Lightworker 101, and today we're covering willingness and our ear chakras. So we know that our ear chakras are a very powerful spiritual organ that we do need to be willing to tap in and utilize, and it helps us to basically fly not deaf. Like we can fly blind, so it helps us to not fly deaf. We might not listen to what we truly need to hear in order to make an informed decision. And I like to say that when we're listening, we're more receptive in general and we're more able to receive better in general. It helps us to step into our divine feminine, and the inflow is really unlocked, and it helps to connect with our base chakra too. So really being able to receive. Also just in terms of being able to really listen to what is truly being guided to us and not shutting off ways in which spirit wants to talk to us, whether it's through our songs on the radio, people, spirit talking through people. We need to be willing to, open our ears and, at all times to see what is being said and how is it being said. And when we're actually feeling grounded, our clairaudient abilities, or our ability to hear higher spiritual frequencies and higher spiritual information, helps us to be enhanced. But if we're not feeling grounded, what we can feel is quite confused. It may well be that because our higher self isn't engaged in our body, our parts of our personality and lower vibrational frequencies, even other people's thought forms, can actually drop in, and we're hearing those instead, because we're actually, instead of being receptive, objective receptive, which is like the higher self being in the body and you are being objectively connected to your authenticity and receptive in that. When you're not in your body, you can be just like a sponge and just absorbing everything and indiscriminately, and that is not really helpful, because what can happen there is that we hear other people's voices in our head, or we hear other parts of our personality in our head, and so that could really confuse us, because it's like we're not, if it's random and it's all over the place, it can be schizophrenic. It can make you feel like I'm hearing voices rather than actually I'm listening for my guidance. It's coming, I understand it, I will follow through with it. There's a very grounded approach to clairaudience versus randomly hearing everything. So for those of you who feel that you need to ground more, and you need to be very mindful of the frequency that you want to tune into, and you need to choose that. For instance, you can actually say to Spirit, I only want to tune into my higher self and my guides, or I only want to tune into my angels, or I only want to tune into one particular angel. For me, it was Archangel Michael at the beginning. I did not want anything else interfering, because I wanted to actually get a reality on how it felt to have a clean energy, clean stream between myself and this higher evolved being. And then that way I got used to that, and then I could differentiate between, that's lower vibrational energy, you're not going to be indulging that over there, and you can get a really clear focus on where you want to listen to. It is a bit like having a radio station, tuning into a different frequency. You can even imagine it, if you need to, visually, to help you to go, I'm changing the channel, and literally change the channel in your mind. Over to channel, Archangel Michael, or channel Guardian Angel, or what channel God, whatever you feel it is comfortable and right for you. Let's move on to our activity today as to how we can enhance willingness in our ear chakras. So we are going to do an activity today on ascertaining what frequency we are tuned in today. So just closing your eyes now and just take a moment to hear the voices of your personality that might be speaking to you. And you might want to write some things that they're saying down identifying whether or not it's more than one, and just noticing how many you hear. And then after you've done that, I'd like you to navigate your way through them with a willingness to hear your higher self. If you haven't already, you may well have. And also your spiritual support team. Okay? And then listen to what they're saying that you need to do. And just notice whether or not you've got anyone coming through, you may well do, who has crossed over, who's speaking to you. If you don't feel comfortable with that, that's fine. Just stick with what you feel comfortable with. Because your spiritual support team is always going to provide you with a loving and safe and peaceful feeling. So it will ensure that you act for your highest good, for yourself and everyone else. You know, if the voice is quiet, you can request to turn up the volume so that you can hear it better. You can turn the volume down on any of the other voices that you feel maybe more fearful just at the moment, so you can strengthen your connection. And I'd like you just to focus on asking for guidance on what you need to do today to be more loving for yourself in the choices that you're making, and how you can make those choices from a place of willingness.